Jai Shri Prabhupada. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Merry Christmas to everyone. О, магианата Миранда ся, гана шалакия. Чакшур миритамината смайши гуравена маха. Шри читани мано бистам стъпита ми е на бутале. Чарбака дама хям да дата сва падантикам. Вандахам ши гуру ши утапада камалам. Ши гурун вишни вам ща. Хирупам садаштам сега гнара гнатан витам там садживам. Съдвайтам съводутам парична сахитам Кришна читания дейвам. Ширада Кришна падан сахака на лолита ши вишакам витам ча. He Krishna Garana Sindhu, Dina Bandhu Jagatpate, Gopesha Gopika Kanta, Radha Kanta Namostute, Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, Radha Vrindavaneshwari, Vrishapana Sute Devi, Pranama Mi Hari Priye. Vanchakapata Rupascha, Kripas Gopeva Chapatitna Pavanebi Vajnavebi Unamonamaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now I will continue to read from the books, from these wonderful persons. Jai the Gayatri book. Jai His Holiness Sachinandana Swami. Jai His Divine Grace by Charna Ravrinda Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura Prabhupada. Vanchakapaturipacha Kripasvidipeva Patitna Pavanevi Vaishnavevi Namo Namaha. Now I will continue with the reading the chapter 7, the examples. Shri Krishna, the ideal Grihastha. The spiritual path becomes easier to imagine when we hear examples of successful practitioners who can both inspire us and show us the way. To teach all human beings about the importance of chanting Gayatri, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, chanted the mantras himself while performing his transcendental pastimes in Dwaraka. Now there is a citation number 1 to chapter 7. The reference is the following: Krishna book, chapter 70. Lord Krishna's daily activities. Lord Krishna would immediately get up from bed exactly at the appearance of Brahma Muhurta. An ideal householder should learn from the behavior of Lord Krishna how to rise early in the morning. However, comfortably, he may be lying in bed, embraced by his wife. After rising from bed, Lord Krishna would wash his mouth, hands, and feet, and would immediately sit down and meditate on himself. He was teaching us that Brahma Muhurta should be utilized for meditation on Radha Krishna. By doing so, Krishna would feel very much satisfied, and similarly, we will also feel transcendently pleased and satisfied. If we use the Brahma Muhurta period to meditate on Radha and Krishna, and if we think of how Sri Rukmini Devi and Krishna acted as ideal householders to teach the whole human society to rise early in the morning and immediately engage in Krishna consciousness. After his meditation, the Lord would regularly bathe, bath early in the morning with clear, sanctified water. Then he would change into fresh clothing, cover himself with a wrapper, and then engage himself on his daily religious, on his daily religious functions. Out of his many religious duties, the first was to offer oblations into the sacrificial fire and silently chant the Gayatri mantra. Lord Krishna, as the ideal householder, executed all the religious functions of a householder without deviation. When the sunrise became visible, the Lord would offer specific prayers to the sun god. So the citation is finished. The citation is over now, and now comes the text from Sachinanda Swami. When Narada Muni came to visit Krishna in his various palaces in Dwaraka, he witnessed the Lord chanting Gayatri. And now there is citation number 2 to chapter 7. Bhagavata Purana, Srimad Bhagavatam 10:69-25. Now the citation, the reference. Somewhere Lord Krishna was observing the rituals for worship at sunset while refraining from speech and quietly chanting the Gayatri mantras. So we see it is explained that the Gayatri mantras are chanted without voice actually. Well, here it is said quietly, but actually I'm quite sure that there must be, of course, there are different opinions maybe, but I have heard that Gayatri mantras are chanted without a voice actually. The next part from chapter 7 is has a title Shri Gauranga in Search of Gopala, and that we will hear the next time. Jai His Holiness Sachinandana Swami. Jai His Divine Grace Abhacharana Ravinda Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai His Holiness Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura Prabhupada. Sri Radhika Astakam from Srila Krishnadas Kaviraja Goswami. This is from Gaudiya Giti song book, which you can find in internet and download. Gaudiya Giti is the name of the song book. You can also buy it, of course. It exists also as a normal book, of course, with pages and so on, but with paper pages. But also as a file on internet, you can find it and download it if you are interested. Shri Radhika Astakam. Srimati Radhika's bodily complexion snatches away the pride of a golden lotus flower tinged with kumkuma. Her bodily fragrance reproaches the fame of the scent of a lotus combined with saffron. She fulfills all the desires of the cowherd prince of Raja. May that Srimati Radhika forever bless me with service to her lotus feet. Her multicolored silk sari decries the splendor of coral. She is a garden of blooming flowers for a playful pleasure of the maddened bee, Sri Krishna. She worships the sun god to obtain the perpetual association of Sri Krishna. May that Srimati Radhika forever bless me with service to her lotus feet. The sublime softness of her body represents the fame of a cluster of delicate blossoms. Her body's coolness is worshipful for the moon, sandalwood paste, the lotus, and comfort. Her touch dispels the heat of Gopijana Vallabha, Sri Krishna's amorous desires. May that Srimati Radhika forever bless me with service to her lotus feet. Though honored by all the revealed goddesses, revered goddesses of the universe, Lakshmi Devi does not compare with Srimati Radhika in the opulence of her beauty, eternal youth, and so on. Nor does she surpass her by her innate love or playful pastimes. May that Srimati Radhika forever bless me with service to her lotus feet. She's expert in the beautiful arts of Rasa Lila, such as dancing, singing, and joking. She is adorned with supernatural prema, enchanting beauty, worshipful attire, and all divine virtues. Among all youthful cowherd maidens, she is topmost. May that Srimati Radhika forever bless me with service to her lotus feet. By her opulence of ever fresh beauty, playfulness, and feeling for Krishna, she causes all the young cowherd maidens who are bound in deep attachment, anuraga, for Sri Krishna to tremble. She is immersed in perpetual trance upon Sri Krishna's beauty, attire, and playful pastimes. May that Srimati Radhika forever bless me with service to her lotus feet. She is decorated with sattvika bhavas such as perspiration, trembling, horripilation, tears, and a choked voice. She is adorned by ornaments of bhavas such as indignation, joy, and contrariness. And she is bedecked with all array of jeweled ornaments, by which she delights the eyes of Sri Krishna. May that Srimati Radhika forever bless me with service to her lotus feet. Upon being separated from Sri Krishna for even half a moment, she becomes distressed by the ever-arising feelings of loneliness and great restlessness, and she is relieved of all her mental anguish upon meeting Krishna as a result of the intense efforts of one of their messengers. May that Srimati Radhika forever bless me with service to her lotus feet. Srimati Radhika, whose darshana is rarely attained, even by Parvati Devi and other goddesses, gives great pleasure to her Sakhis. She herself becomes elated upon meeting with Sri Krishna, and she is Krishna's dearest beloved. She quickly makes that person who prays to her by singing this astaka a recipient for the nectar of service to her. So we have heard in this beautiful song how there were mentioned these symptoms of um, of a pure devotee, actually. We read about these symptoms of pure bhakti in in verse 6 of Shri Shikshastaka, spoken from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the 16th century. You all know these verses of Shri Shikshastaka. Verse 6 now. Наянам Галата Шударая, Ватнам Гатгатар Дая Гира, Плакам Читам Начитам Вапукада, Таван Нама Грахнеба Вишати. Наянам Галата Шударая, Ватнам Гатгатар Дая Гира, Плакам Читам Вапукада, Таван Нама Грахнеба Вишати. Наянам Галата Шударая, Ватнам Гатгатар Дая Гира, Плакам Читам Вапукада, Таван Нама Грахнеба Вишати. Oh my Lord, oh my Lord Krishna, when it will be that when I chant your holy name, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, tears will flow from my eyes, my voice will choke, the hairs of my body will stand on end in ecstasy. When I chant your holy names, oh my Lord, when this will be, when this will happen. Approximately, this is said in verse 6 of Shri Shikshastaka. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura in his Samodha Vasam, in his explanation on Shri Shikshastaka in his book, he explains that these are the symptoms of perfection. These are the symptoms of perfection. The external symptoms of perfection are described in verse 6 of Shri Shikshastaka. Yes. And the internal symptoms of perfection in verse 7. The next one. So the next one, you know it, Gayatri Nimeshna, Chakshusha Pravishaitam. Shnaitam Jagatsram, Govinda Vira Hename. Gayatri Nimeshna, Chakshusha Pravishaitam. Shnaitam Jagatsram, Govinda Vira Hename. Oh Govinda, in separation from you, even a short period of time seems to be like a millennium, like a yuga. In separation from you, tears are flowing from my eyes like rain from monsoon clouds. The whole universe seemed to be void, empty. In separation from you, O Govinda. So we see in these two verses, 6 and 7, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura in Samodha Vasya in his book about Shikshastakam, he explains that these are the, in verse 6, the external symptoms of perfection, and in verse 7, the internal symptoms of perfection are described. Samodana Bhasya. Yes, in Samodana Bhasya, this is the book of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura on Shikshastakam, explanations and translation of Shikshastaka. Samodana Bhasya from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura. So Narani Maharaj have translated it into English. So we see the external symptoms of perfection and the internal symptoms of perfection mean that these are the external symptoms of pure love and internal symptoms of pure love. Of pure love to Krishna. So even in that material world, which is very strange for the soul actually, because we are the soul. We, the human beings who live on this planet, we are the soul. We are soul. Every one of us is a soul. And for that soul, this material world is strange. This is really strange. Everything is upside down, not as it actually logically should be. For example, in the what are the symptoms of perfection, the external symptoms of perfection, when they appear, because they can appear also in the material world, when somebody falls in love, for example, these symptoms can appear, yes. Then this person in the material world is seen as mad, as person who must be put in some hospital, in some mental hospital. Or if not, anyway, this person must be ignored. Yes, if somebody really these external symptoms of perfection, of pure love appear. This is the way how one is treated in the material world. And in the spiritual world, these symptoms are seen as symptoms of perfection. So, just one example. You see how in the material world, everything is upside down. The logic is exactly the opposite as the reality, actually, the spiritual reality is. So, it's like this. Yes. If we can change this, and how we can change this is not a discussion of this of this talking now, so I will not discuss this, but I will not say anything about this, but we just can, everybody of us have feel such a thing. Hare Krishna. Now I will continue to read from the other book, from the Gudyia Darshana. Jai Gudyia Darshana. Jai Shri Prema Prayojana Prabhu. Jai His Divine Grace Abhayacharana Ravinda Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura Prabhupada. Jai Srila Gaura Govinda Maharaj. Jai Srila Narayana Maharaj. As you all know, this is translation, the first translation in English of a lecture of His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura Prabhupada the Diksha Guru of Vajrayana Ravinda, of His Divine Grace, Vajrayana Ravinda Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This is a translation, first translation in English of his lecture from Sri Prabhupada Prabhu. Also, explanations are there, not only translation. The Natural Vedanta Commentary. Srimad Bhagavatam is the basis of Gudyia Darshana and the best of all scriptures. Many aspects of Gudyia Darshana have been explored in Pancharatra and Srimad Bhagavatam. To this very day, the human race has not been able to comprehend what a superior philosophical epic scripture Srimad Bhagavatam really is. If Sriman Mahaprabhu and his Goswami associates had not explained that Srimad Bhagavatam is the foundation of Gudyia Darshana, probably very few persons would even know the name of Srimad Bhagavatam today. It is tragic that in the present era, this foundational scripture of Gudyia Darshana has become a means of earning a livelihood. Some are trying to stretch their impersonal conception of Nirvisheshevada into this great scripture of Gudyia Darshana. Such persons are saying that Vaishnavacharya Sridhara Swamipada was a Mayavadi. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam has stated, translation. This is Srimad Bhagavatam 10, 20, 36. Translation. Just as the Gyanis bestow the nectar of Jnana in the form of instructions on the tattva of Bhagavatam to their worthy disciples, but not to the unworthy disciples, similarly, the mountains make auspicious torrential rain in some places and absolutely no rain in others. And in Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata is stated, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata 2:10-141. In the autumn season, the clouds do not rain everywhere at once. Rain falls in some places. Rain falls in some places, but not in others. It depends entirely upon the fortune of each place. The Darshana Matra, merely a glance in the direction. In a speech of just a few hours in one day, it is not even possible to glance in the direction of all the facets of Gudyia Darshana. Some aspects have been described and many others have been left out. Today it has become quite late. I have taken so much of your time. You are all merciful. Therefore, you have shown such generosity to me, says His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura Prabhupada, and continues, I beg your forgiveness. The pure Vaishnavas are transcendental desire trees, oceans of compassion and purifiers of the fallen souls. I prostrate myself before such pure devotees again and again. Thus ends the speech of Om Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. Om Gudyia Darshana. The next part has the title Shri Saraswati Toshani. Commentary by Shri Prema Prayojana Dasa. Shri Shri Guru Goranga Jayataha. Every generation of devotees faces a crisis of interpretation in regard to the correct understanding of Gaudiya Siddhanta. Prabhupada Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who endeavors wholeheartedly to fulfill the innermost heart's desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, has presented his thesis entitled Gudyia Darshana, to deliver all future generations from the epistemological misconceptions that lie at the root of all controversies. We bow down eternally at his lotus feet and pray that he may be pleased by this insignificant offering. The Sri Saraswati Tusani commentary. The next part has a title, Divisible and Indivisible Knowledge. I will continue with that the next time. Jai Gudyia Darshana. Jai Shri Prabhupada Prabhu. Jai His Divine Grace Bhaichar Ravinda Shila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura Prabhupada. Vanchakalpatarupascha Kripasindhupevacha Patitna Pavanebhi Vaishnavebhi Namo Namaha. Шрада Крипа Катакша става Раджа. Shinandanantana astakam. Suchari Vakramandavam Sukanarandakundavam Suchachitanga Chandanam Namami Nandanandana Namami Nandanandana Namami Nandanandana Namami Nandanandana Namami читам да растка. Фанчика пътри печа, крепаст печа, пътите нам па в небе вещвете на мона мага. Джай Шила Прабхупада. Джай Шри Кришна.